Hey guys, so it is really hot out here and I've been digging. I wanted to share my journey of the Three Sisters method. It's not to an exact science. I'm not actually going with what I would think would be the Three Sisters method. There's a lot of constructive criticism out there on what is and what isn't. If you don't know about it, it was started from the Native Americans, and they taught the English how to do this. The story is very fascinating. I highly suggest you look it up and read into it. But basically, the only information I can find is you make these great big huge mounds. They say 18 inches in diameter. Then you start with putting your corn seeds. So you'd put one here, about a foot apart, I think. That's how I did it. I put one here, one here. You can see one coming in there, and then one coming in there. And then you will plant your squash on the bottom. And what the squash is going to do is that's going to kill out all of the weeds to help the corn grow tall and strong. And once your corn is about knee-high, 5 to 6 inches, you will then plant your pole beans. And that was my intent. I did see a YouTube video where someone was having issues with white flies, and we have a big issue with that right now. So he planted some sunflowers, and that's what I did. And then I realized that sunflowers actually like to overtake things, and you're not supposed to plant them by other crops. So this is my experiment. I'm not going to call it a Four Sisters method because I don't really know if sunflowers are into that extent, but what the sunflower's purpose is going to be is going to be a trap crop. So the bugs are going to go to the sunflower instead of attacking my corn, which is that's awesome for me. What I did is I planted 2 seeds per hole, and you can see I only got one there. This one's coming up here, this one's coming up here, and this one hasn't quite reached the surface yet. And what I'll do if I see 2 in there is I'll just yank one out, because I would rather have 4 in there than only have 3 and have to fear transplanting one. So that worked for me. And I put my sunflowers directly in the center of these mounds. There's probably about 4 feet of space between the 2, and I planted my sunflowers just today there. And we're going to go through with my handy dandy helper, my mason. He is going through and he is putting 2 seeds of squash in each one of these. So that'll go hopefully around and squash out the weeds. So I will show you the variety of sunflowers and squash that we're planting. This corn is glass gem. This is sweet corn, and that is maize corn. It's like a purple corn. I have no idea what I'm doing. So hopefully I'll be able to make some videos about how this turned out for us, but you can tell that's one of our... I'm going to wait for him to get a little bit stronger and I'll yank one of those out. But as you can tell, they're doing very well for northern Michigan weather. We have Mongolian giant for the first row, black Russian for the second, and mammoth sunflower for the third. If you are doing this, I highly suggest you don't do huge sunflowers, because these are probably going to kill my corn. Next year I'll definitely go with a smaller variety, like maybe some cone flowers or something like that. There's other variations of stuff that you can put in to use as a trap crop, but this is what I have on hand. I wasn't thinking when I planted them, and it's already too late, so it's an experiment. We're just going to try it. For the squash that we're using, and I could be doing this all wrong, if you follow my videos, hopefully later this year, I'll post how well they did or if they died off, and you'll know why. So this is the, custard squash. We're going to put that in one row. What squashes you got, bud? Maddox has pie squash, sugar pie, and Mason has butternut orange. And the other is the acorn, right? Did we plant the acorn, or are we putting that up front? The acorn's in the... Okay. And then in this empty field, as you can see, I'm going to put down my black matting It's basically for a weed deterrent, and I'll heavily compost, and we plan on doing watermelon out there because they need about 8-foot rows. So these will probably go on a trellis. I'm going to try that out and see how that works. And then we have these squashes that we're going to put in this field too. And I think this field will probably take up all of that space. So I'm shaking really bad because I've been digging and it's like 80 degrees out. The other thing that I wanted to share is today is our only nice sunshiny day. The next 4 days is supposed to be nonstop rain. And then next week it's supposed to be about, I think they said 70 to 80 degree weather. So that was why I was such in a hurry to get out here and get this stuff planted, because I know the water will help. And then the sunshiny days will help incorporate that too. So I will put the pole beans in again. I'll put the pole beans in when these guys get about 5 inches tall. We are in northern Michigan. We're zone 5. So if I can do it in a zone 5, you can do it in zone 6+. Just pray for me real hard, because again, I'm a first timer and this is just doing research. I've never actually attempted to do this, but God willing, I hope that helps. Thanks guys, bye.